Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Amarillo Little Theater. I'm your host. Oops, wrong corner. There it is, Jason Crespin. So glad that you guys are part of our Thursdays at 3 today. It's going to be a great, great show. Of course, today is Thursday, March 30th, our last Thursday in March. April is right around the corner. Again, hopefully everyone is having a fantastic week this week. Of course, I want to let you know everything that's going on at ALT this week. Tons of great things that's coming up this weekend. And then I am so excited. I have an amazing special guest, one of my past students, the Rebecca Hartman, who's about to come to Amarillo with the national tour of Anastasia. We're going to talk about her journey of the past as she goes on this great journey to the past in this show, which is really exciting. Anyway, so let's get started with what's going on at the Amarillo Little Theater. By the way, if you're watching, let us know. If you're watching later on through YouTube or anything like that, hello and welcome. Don't forget to also, of course, hit subscribe. Make sure you get notified every time you see the Amarillo Little Theater going live on our social media pages. So, of course, things going on at the theater. We have rehearsals going on throughout the week. Of course, over at the Adventure Space, great rehearsals right now are for The Father. Great play, of course, directed by Peg Lovett. We want to remind you that The Father goes on. Our tickets are on sale right now for our season ticket holders, and then they, of course, go on sale to our general public on Monday, the 3rd. This show runs April 13th through the 23rd. There's going to be a great talkback event on April 16th after that matinee show. Definitely call, get your tickets. We all know the number 806-355-9991. Of course, website AmarilloLittleTheater.org right there. But I'm telling you right now, The Father, it's going to be, the set's coming along nicely. Their rehearsals have been going great. So mark your calendars. Get tickets for The Father coming right around the corner. Then, of course, we are rehearsing Beautiful, the Carole King musical. We've started our 3rd week of rehearsals for that. Started blocking. They're doing more music and choreography rehearsals. And guys, I'm telling you right now, get ready. The production is going to be phenomenal. We don't even have a set. We just have rehearsal props or rehearsal furniture that we're using, and they're already sounding fantastic. The scene work, oh my gosh, the scene work in this show is already mind blowing. So Beautiful, the Carole King musical. Don't forget, May 4th through the 21st. Also, with the announcement of Beautiful, when we get closer to that, we will have our full announcement for our season next season, our 96th season. That's right, ALT is turning 96 years old. We have a slew of shows selected through our play selection committee, and of course our staff. We are making sure all of the rights are available, all of those things right now, and dates. I'm working on our season calendar, all of the crazy things, but be on the lookout for when we open Beautiful for those big announcements as well. And speaking of Beautiful, don't forget, now that we are getting close to April, we will have, of course, that beautiful gala that's going to be on Saturday, April 29th from 8 p.m. to midnight at the Derrick Event Center. This is going to be an absolutely fantastic special event, of course, hosted by our board. It's glam 60s and 70s, glam 60s and 70s. So, check out your closet, check out, your grandparents' closet, find some amazing stuff, go some vintage shopping. It's going to be great. I found my outfit already, and it's going to be great. I need to get it altered a little bit, but it's going to be fantastic. I'm really, really excited about it. Crystal says, I never get to watch live, and I'm so glad I'll get to see Rebecca today. Woohoo! So glad you're watching, Crystal. P.S. I saw your email, Crystal. I'll get back to you. I've just been really busy. Crystal's like our board president going, Jason has not emailed me back. I promise I will. Then also, of course, with that beautiful gala, we want to remind you, tickets are on sale right now for our tables. You can get tables of 8 at different level sponsorships on our website. But starting Saturday the 1st, you can begin purchasing individual tickets for that. It's going to be great. There's going to be a wine and whiskey pool, a photo booth, the whole 9 yards, an awesome band. Crystal, remind me the name of the band. Will you type in the name of the band? I don't want to get it wrong. I think I know it, but I don't want to get it wrong. Oh, wait, what? Okay. Hugh says, ALT, my favorite, what is that word? Non-agrarian? That's a SAT word, Hugh, that I didn't know what that word meant or means. Excited to see an ALT Academy alum when Rebecca comes on. I love that. Yes, that's right. Love Session. Thank you. Crystal, Love Session is the name of the band playing for our beautiful gala. It's going to be really, really cool. So huge shout out to our board who's working hard on that. But get your tickets. It's going to be an amazing event. It's the Saturday before we open. Oh, okay, wait. It's just 90-year-old. Sorry. Okay, I didn't know that. Hugh, look at us. We learned something new on Thursdays at 3 today, or at least I did. That needs to be somewhere in a show or a drink name or something like that. I like that. Of course, we also want to remind you, Cinderella is playing its final weekend this coming weekend. They have done a phenomenal job with this show, y'all. It's so, so, so good. The show, of course, will run tomorrow night, 7:30, Saturday, 2:30 and 7:30, and then, of course, close out on Sunday at 2:30. I think there's like 7 scattered single tickets for the whole weekend. It's pretty much sold out, basically. If you're dying to see it, you don't have tickets, call our box office. We are selling tickets or chairs in the aisle. You can, of course, do that by calling, of course, 806-355-9991. So definitely make sure to, if you haven't seen Cinderella, get on a wait list, come by the theater, see if any tickets got turned back in. It's a beautiful, beautiful show. There's Bodhi, of course, there as Cinderella, Colby Hurt as Prince Topher, Crazy Marie with Halen Darrington, of course, the Madam stepmother, played by Ashlyn Baum, and the stepsisters there, Mabry Fristow and Phoebe Lauer, leading a whole huge cast. They're phenomenal. And in fact, Saturday on April 1st from 10:30 to noon is the Cinderella Tea Party, which I think is now sold out. It's going to be a great event, of course, at the Amarillo Club. So tons of great events happening this weekend. If you come to Cinderella, be prepared. We have merchandise in the Turk lobby. We have a great backdrop to take pictures in front of. So it's a great, great event. And then finally, I don't have a graphic for this, but I do know that this coming Monday, that's going to be what, April 3rd. If you, between the hours of 10 a.m. and 8 p.m., if you are looking for some food, we recommend going to the Jason's Deli, located at the Georgia location, right across the street from the main stage. They are hosting a fundraiser for our ALT Academy Showstoppers. That's, of course, our show choir. They are about to go to Florida in April to compete. So stop by, mention the fundraiser when you order at the register, or your to-go order, or whatever it may be. And they will donate 25% of the proceeds back to the ALT Showstoppers. So again, April 3rd, ALT Academy Showstoppers, go to the Jason's Deli. Some people call that Jason's Deli Mr. Jason's Deli. So in case you're wondering which Jason's Deli it is, go to Mr. Jason's Deli, right across the street from the theater, and support ALT on that Monday the 3rd. And also on Monday the 3rd, oh my gosh, one of our favorite people comes back to the good old 806. We cannot wait to see her. She's our special guest for today. Welcome to our show, Miss Rebecca Hartman. Rebecca!
Hello!
Rebecca, this is me hugging you. Wait, let me go this way. Oh, that's me hugging you. Yeah. How are you, Miss Rebecca?
I'm wonderful. We just arrived in Orange, Texas. Just got to our hotel.
Orange, Texas. Is it orange there? Does it look? I love that you're going to go from orange to yellow, which is basically Amarillo. Yeah. Yep. I like that. You are on the road right now with Anastasia, the national tour. So exciting. How has the tour been treating you?
It has been the coolest experience of my life, and I'm really excited for this next week getting to come to my hometown, and it's just a very full circle moment because I remember being a little kid at ALT and dreaming of something like this, and I get to do it.
Exactly. No, so true. It's so fun. We'll talk about, of course, your history at the theater, but I was so blessed the day that I think I feel like I might have been in New York, but you called me and you're like, I have news. And I was like, what? And you're like, I got the national tour of Anastasia. I like freaked out. I was so excited. It was so one of those moments where I was just a big proud papa for you, for sure.
Of course, I had to call you.
I know. I love it. Thank you. Let's back up real quick. First off, Rebecca, of course, was an Academy student in our Academy program. Your first show with us was Huck Finn, correct? In the fall of what, 2015, 16, somewhere around there?
2016, I think.
Yeah. I think that sounds right. And of course, went on later that year was Belle in our Beauty and the Beast. Was, of course, on the main stage as Nora in Brighton Beach Memoirs. Of course, then was Grace in Annie. And then your last kind of, well, I know you were in Sister Act as well, but then your last kind of moment with us was The Witch and Into the Woods. Was that your last performance with us?
That was my last one.
I thought so, but I couldn't remember. It's been a little moment since then. So remind us from Belle and Grace and of course, The Witch and Into the Woods. From that moment to now national tour, what have you done in that time frame? Remind me.
Oh,
Of course, you went off to school and all of those things.
yeah. Yeah, I went to college for 4 years, did some shows there, worked a little bit regionally, made a lot of
And
connections.
poor you because gosh, that was during pandemic, like college
Yeah.
life, pandemic life.
Yeah, the pandemic, kind of threw us off a little bit, but I feel really blessed to have been in school during the pandemic because I know a lot of people who graduated right before and then moved to New York and there was no work. So,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I'm very thankful.
Sure,
Um,
yeah, for sure.
yeah, so I was in school for 4 years and then I graduated and I went into a summer contract in St. Louis. Um, During that last little chunk of my senior year, I kind of was in New York for like half of it. I just kept flying back and forth to try to do some callbacks and see if I could book anything. And
Sure.
I my last audition was Anastasia, and then my contract started that next week. So the last thing I could have booked was Anastasia, and I was like, "Oh
Wow.
man, I'm gonna have to wait until the fall when this contract's over, and then start auditioning again."
Sure.
But then 2 months later, I got a call from my agent, and he was
It
like,
was
"Hey,
2
we want you."
months? Okay, wait, let's
Two
back up. So
months.
describe the audition process real quick for because some of our patrons, some of our students who might be watching, they might not know how a normal callback or audition process goes for, like, something like this, a national tour,
Yeah.
You kinda have to have appointments, and we should say you did some great work. I mean, you played Maria in a Sound and Music production. You were, of course, a part of Mary Poppins production. Sondheim on Sondheim, was that your last
Hmm.
college production, right?
Yeah.
So you did great work up until then, but then of course auditioning in New York. Tell us how this audition process went for you.
So it's kind of a funny story. If you follow my TikTok, I actually just told this story on my TikTok. So go check it out. Um, but I was in New York for a callback for a cruise line, and I got a call from my agent, and he was like, "Hey, you dance on Point, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Okay, I'm sending you in for Anastasia tomorrow." And I was like, "Okay, sounds good." So I show up at the dance call. There's like 150 girls there, and that was just in the group that I was in.
Wow.
Um, and they had us do the Odette combination from the ballet in Act Two. And so we did that. And then they were like, "Okay, we're going to switch gears. We're going to do a combo from Perry Holds the Key to Your Heart." And we did that. And the choreographer like pointed at me and he was like, "Who are you?" And I was like, "My name is Rebecca." This is funny because throughout the rest of the callback process, he kept calling me Rachel by accident, a mistake that is made often. But it ended up being like a bit because he had asked me what my name was and then kept being like, "So Rachel." And I was like, "So close. You're so close." But anyway, I did the Paris combo. He said he liked the energy that I had in the room.
I
I
love
felt like
that.
I had a little bit of a leg up because it was a ballerina call. So most of the
Oh
girls there
yeah.
were like dancers.
Sure.
And so when we got to Paris, I was like, and they were like, "Who are you?"
You're like, I know this.
Yep. So then they funneled us all into a room and like read out a few names that they wanted to come back later. And I came back and sang for the first time in forever from Frozen.
Ah, great song choice. Yeah.
Thank you. And while I was in the room, they asked me if I knew any material from the show. I kind of knew Journey to the Past because I grew up on the movie, but I was like, I don't know if
Sure.
it's different. I had never seen the musical, and I was just like, "No, I don't." And they were like, "Okay, that's fine." And then I left, and then that night I got an email, and they were like, "Hey, we want you to come back, read for ensemble, and read for the Anya cover." And I was like, "Yes, this is awesome." And
And for those who may not know the show, the Anya cover, Anya and Anastasia are the same character. She goes by Anya, of course, throughout the show. So a lot of people don't. They're like, "Who's Anya?" And I'm like, "You'll know who Anya is. Trust me."
yeah,
Yeah.
she is Anastasia. She just doesn't know it yet.
Right.
Yeah, so I came in the next day. I had like a partnering and lift call, which I had never really done any lifts and partnering before, so I was a little nervous about that, but it went well. And then that afternoon I came back. So this all happened within 2 days. I had three
Wow.
calls the first day and then two the second day. I came in and sang In My Dreams and Journey to the Past. And then they like stopped me and they were like, "Wait, are you a dancer or are you a singer?" And I was like, "Both." And they were like, "Okay, understood, understood." And they asked me if I could read music because they knew that I didn't know the material from the day before. And so I learned it all that night. And they were like, "Okay, okay." I sang the high notes for Once Upon a December. I did some sides. And then they were like, hey, if it doesn't work out, come audition again. You're great for the show. Hopefully we'll see ya. And then I didn't hear back for 2 months.
2 months. So you went home or you went back to school, all the things, and then you were like, "I gotta go to this contract. I'll audition for stuff later."
Yeah.
And then 2 months later, did your agent just randomly call you and was like, "Hey, I have
Yeah.
some news"?
It was so out of the blue, and it was a little freaky. I was actually writing in my journal all the auditions I had gone to because I was trying to track the casting directors, and I was literally writing the word Anastasia 2 months later when my agent called me. It
Wow.
was
And
wild.
for those people who do not know, Rebecca, obviously super talented, has amazing work ethic, hard worker. She is also 100% organized and dedicated. When she was looking at schools, we met and she had like spreadsheets, she had layouts. She was like, I know this school has this information. You do the work. You do the work. So for you to be like,
Thank
I need
you.
to track all my past auditions and who I saw so I can remember and all those things, like, speaks volumes for you. Of course, of course. And I love that that happened as you were writing that you got the call. That's amazing. That's so cool.
Thank you. Yeah, it was wild.
Carla Fristo says, "Hi, Rebecca Hartman. Looking forward to seeing you on stage again."
Yes.
Gabe, one of our new ALT warriors, says, "Congratulations, Rebecca. That is amazing."
Thank
So
you.
you get a call and they're like, "We want you for what?"
They said swing and understudy Anya and Lily, which was kind of crazy because I never read for Lily, so they had never seen me do it, and they were like, "Yeah, that's it." So I was
And
kind of shocked about that one.
Lily is in the animated movie is like the Bernadette Peters part, right? Like,
Yes.
and in the show she has some amazing numbers. Amazing numbers.
Yeah.
I cannot remember the name of the lady who originated her on Broadway. It starts with a C. I can't remember. In the Moulin Rouge movie, she's the one that goes, the sitar player. Anyway, it's one of my favorite people, but I can't think of her name right now. Anyway, has amazing, amazing, amazing numbers. Of course, Anya, Anastasia, is the title character of the show. And then you have to have how many other tracks under your belt that you have to know?
Ooh. So I cover 3 singer tracks in the ensemble and 4 dancer tracks.
Wow. So
And
7 tracks plus Anya plus Lily.
yes. But technically, one of the singer ensemble tracks is also Lily. So if you ever get the chance to see the show, come see it. Lily is actually in the ensemble for Act 1 because she doesn't show up until
Yeah,
Act
she's
2.
hardly in. Yes, I feel like the dower. What's her name? The Dowageress, or what's
The
that?
Dowager
Like,
Empress.
thank you. I feel like also she's like mostly in Act 2. Like, there's moments of her in Act 1, but then you
Yeah.
don't see her for a long time.
Nope.
I remember I luckily I was fortunate enough I was able to see the Broadway show twice, and got to meet Christy Altamore many times throughout that process. But we should talk about this show is of course follows the movie in some capacity. There's not necessarily the same storyline with some of the characters. There's no fun bat. There's no I know the bat is absolutely
Bartok.
fantastic. Thank you. Yes, yes, I love it. Although I feel like isn't there like a nod to him in the set somewhere?
There are a
Like
few nods to Bartok.
yeah, which I
There's
think.
I'm going to tell you one of them because I want you guys to look for it. It's funny.
Okay.
So in the song "A Rumor in St. Petersburg," there's like the first set, and then we switch over to kind of the black market set. And on the LED screen, you can see Bartok written backwards. It's like in a weird font, so like people don't really clock it unless you're looking for it.
Yeah.
But I look at it every day, and I'm like, there he is, our boy Bartok.
I love that. I love all those little like secret nods to the original movie. With this show, it's a big show. I love how good to know with the national tour that there's going to be this LED screen because the projections of this show are phenomenal. I remember seeing it going, how in the world is this possible when the train sequence happened?
Oh, yeah.
And so is that similar to how the national tour is with projections, LED screen, and
Yeah. So
the
we
big train?
actually, it's the same production as Broadway. It's the same director, choreographer, everything's the same. The only difference is they cut down the set just a little bit for
Sure.
tour. So if you saw it on Broadway, they had a turntable, which obviously we can't do on tour because not every theater allows that.
Yeah.
We don't have, they had these like big pillars, like big walls. We don't have those.
Gotcha.
But the projections are all the same. The LED screens are the same. The floor is the same. So it's, it's
Cool.
the same production, just a little bit
Yeah.
less.
Well, and was Tony nominated for the costumes? The costumes are phenomenal. So for you to be able to wear some of these pieces, I'm so excited for. In fact, a weekend or two ago, I was picking up some stuff for Cinderella at a costume shop in Denton, and I texted you photos because they had costumes for a production of Anastasia that they were about to rent out, and I was like, "Oh, thinking of you," with these costumes. Talk to us now. So when did you start rehearsals? Because was the tour already in existence when you
Mhm.
joined? Okay, so talk to us about how that
Yeah.
process worked.
So every tour is different. Every company is different. For us specifically, the tour had been going for a year, and they reoffered the contracts to everybody. Some people stayed, some people left. So all of the people who decided to leave, there was like a big group of us who came in as like the year two cast.
Gotcha.
So we all came in August 1st. I think there were like 8 of us to start out with. And we all met up in Louisville, which is where the tour was performing for the week.
Mm,
So we all met there. They had a rehearsal space in the theater, so we would rehearse during the day and we would watch the show at night to kind of,
makes sense.
get the
Yeah.
full picture. And yeah, we did that for 2 weeks. Once in Louisville, once in Kansas City. And then our third week in Boston, we rehearsed part of the week. We had our put-in rehearsal, so rehearsal in costumes, basically a dress rehearsal. And then we opened in Boston.
Ah, very cool. And then you got to make your debut, if I'm correct, on August 28th of 2022.
Not you knowing that. I didn't
I
even
do
know
my
that.
I do my research. Um, and so how was that process when you were like, "Oh my gosh, I'm getting to go on tonight?"
It was crazy because the swings who were here before us were telling us like about their experience. And side note, I think that's one of the coolest things about being a swing is that every swing has such a different experience. So they had told us a
Mm,
lot about their experience and
sure.
how like they hadn't gone on very much for the first 100 shows. I don't think any of them went on because people were fresh and
Yeah.
didn't really want to call out right away. So they were telling us like, oh, like be prepared, you might not go on for like a lot or for a while, and like all this stuff. So we were like mentally prepared for that. And then like a few days after we opened, they were like, okay, so you're going on for Zarina tonight. And I was like, oh wow, all right, sounds good. But
I
luckily
love
that
that.
had been the track that I did for the put-in, so I was fully
Oh,
prepared, ready to go.
yeah.
But it was really magical, I won't even lie. That dress is one of the most beautiful dresses in the show.
Ah, I bet. And to be like, "Okay, I'm going in." I remember, I think, seeing video of the excitement for you backstage and, like, all of those elements. We should show, of course, this is the headshot with a website of you in the show, which
Yes.
is so exciting. And then I'll show this photo of you, which remind us, who are these characters in the show? These are the
So
sisters, correct?
these are the Romanoff sisters, yes, which means because all 4 of the sisters are the dancer tracks. I've only gone on for dancer tracks a handful of times, but this was 2 weeks ago. I ended up going on for F5, which is the Odette track, but I did not do Odette. I just did her track.
Oh, okay.
And then the girl in
Nice.
the middle actually made her Odette debut that night.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so then, I mean, you know all these characters. So if you're not in the show for one night, are you still at the show? Like, what do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, how does that work for you? Like, are you to
Yeah.
stay? I guess stay in shape for these characters, for these roles, mindset of it. What do you do?
Yeah. So anytime I'm not on, we're required to be at the theater during the duration of the show. Once it hits bows, we're out of there. But yeah, me and the other swings will find what we have called a swing office, a swaffice, if you will.
A Swaffist.
And we just find some random room or corner to sit in where it's just the 4 of us or however many of us aren't on. And we'll all just like sit on our computers and either do some swing studying, review our tracks, or learn something new.
Yeah.
Sometimes I will watch a movie or play Animal Crossing for 3 hours. It just depends
Sure.
on the day.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, we're there the whole time. It just depends on like where we're at. We've kind of gotten to the point where I'm comfortable enough in all my tracks to, you know, chill. And
Kind of
then
relax.
if I
Yeah.
find out I'm going on, I'll do some review. Or if it's a mid-show, you know, I know it well enough to do that.
Well, let's talk about the first time you went on as Anya. Or question: did you go the very first time that you went on for a lead? Was it for Lily or Anya?
I did Lily first
Did
because I
Lily
had my
first? Okay.
Lily put in before Anya.
Okay, gotcha. So here's a couple of photos that I, of course, as Lily, which again, these costumes, wigs, phenomenal.
Gorgeous.
Oh, excited. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so let's talk about when you went on as Lily for the first time. How was that
Mm.
experience?
Oh, wow. That was wild. It was, so we had 3 weeks of split weeks, which if you don't know what that means, it means we're going from city to city. Sometimes we're just there for one night, sometimes 2 nights, but it's usually a more chaotic time. We spend a lot of
Yeah.
time on the bus. So we had 2 split weeks and I hadn't gone on once. So I was off for 2 weeks, just vibing, you know, being everybody's support system.
Yeah.
And then the Thursday of the third week, I got I can't remember if it was a text or a call. I think it was a call that I was going on for Lily. I like freaked out. I got to my hotel, like immediately took a shower, was warming up, getting ready to go. And then we got to the theater, we did the show. It was actually like a little too easy. I think that it just like, because our put in had been pretty recent, it was still
Sure.
in there and I was like fresh, ready to go, pumped up with adrenaline. And after the show, I had this moment with the swings because it was the first time one of us had made a principal debut.
Oh, cool.
And we all just like hugged each other and we're jumping up and down. We're like, ah! It was crazy. But that's a moment I will cherish forever. It was
Heck
wild.
yeah. Oh my gosh, heck yeah. That's so amazing. Well, and I love that the swings are so supportive of each other, making sure to help each other out. If someone's going to go in, it's like, what can we do? How can we help you? Let's run these
Exactly.
lines. Let's do all of it because you guys are kind of your own little ensemble, if you will. And then, of course, do you remember the night or what date you went on as Anastasia for the first time?
I don't remember exactly the day, but I remember we were in Louisiana
Louisiana. Okay.
and that was a really crazy day actually. So the matinee, I'm on for Zarina. A little bit through Act One, I find out that the girl who played Lily was going to be gone for a few weeks and that they wanted me to do Lily for a week and then Zarina for a week. So I got that news in the middle of Act One. Then at intermission, so I'm already kind of like freaking out. I'm like, oh wow, this is a lot. Okay, sounds good. Like, here we go. And then at intermission, the stage manager came in and she was like, hey, so how did you feel about making your Anya debut tonight? And I was like, throw it at me. I was like, at this point, I'll take anything. So matinee, I was Zarina. That night, I was Anya for the first time. And the next day, I was Lily, which
Oh my
was just
gosh.
wild.
Yeah, so boom, 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 the
Yeah.
3 fun roles, gosh. I know people were able to get, this was you backstage,
Yeah.
and which is great, and then this was I think somebody got a photo of you, correct?
Yes.
Bowing. Look at you,
Oh,
that's
I was a
amazing.
weepy, weepy girl.
And then I lucked out, I need to go back and look, I'm actually gonna pull up my phone real quick. I texted you and I think either texted you or left you a voicemail. I can't remember. But super fun story that I wanted to share today on Thursdays at 3. Um, I am a part of a couple of different groups on social media, and in one of the groups, there was a lady who was talking about how she went to see Anastasia, and halfway through the show, the swing went on for the lead for Anya Anastasia, and she was like, and she was phenomenal. Like she was praising this actress, and then I was like, what was the name of that actress? And she was like, I think it was Rebecca Hartman, and I was like, it was my past student. I was so excited. She said, so toward the end of like the fourth number of the show, the lead actress ran off, and over her mic, we could hear her say that she doesn't feel well. Now we wait. They just announced a new actress going on. I said, what was the name? She said it was Rebecca Hartman. And she said, Rebecca was great at stepping in when she had 4 songs in. She was so excited. And I like texted you like screenshots of all that stuff. How was that like going in
Oh,
when the show already started?
that was crazy. So prior to that, I had done one mid-show swing on for the Zarina track, but the show didn't stop. She made it to a point where she had a break, and then I had time to like get my wig prep, get my makeup, and be on. So the show didn't stop; it kept going. When that whole debacle happened in Cincinnati, it was in the middle of a number. And so she left the stage. I didn't realize any of this was happening because I was the only swing that wasn't on. So I was like in the basement, like making a TikTok. I had no idea that anything was wrong. And so the stage manager comes in. She's like, "You need to get ready for Anya right now." And I was like, and at this point, I had only had my debut. That I had only been on once. So this was my second time on for Anya. And it had been months. And so I was like, "Oh, I hope I know what's going on." I like very quickly got ready, and within 15
And
minutes,
they paused the show. Is that
yeah,
correct?
they stopped the show, and within 15 minutes, the show started again. And I literally started from the end pose of Learn to Do It, and then did the rest of the show. But that was
Whoa.
the shakiest show. I had no time to warm up. I had no time to mentally prepare. I just
Sure.
was on. And so it took me like 4 numbers to stop shaking because I was just so like, what's going on?
Oh, I'm sure. Well, and think about all the quick changes and of course the songs and like you said, not warmed up and all of the moments. And I mean that's a lot, but
Mhm.
that's so cool that you were just be able to just be like, great, I'm in and did it so well.
Yeah.
Crystal says, I love watching all your videos, especially the quick change ones.
Crystal, I knew you would like that. I posted it for you.
I love that. Hugh says, "Wow, you've got to feel so great after a run like that. Incredible talent and versatility to do all those roles." It's
Thank
so true,
you.
so true.
Thank you.
So talk to me about some of the places that you have been on this tour
Oh,
now.
it is so cool. So prior to joining this tour, I had already been to 49 states. So I was like, I've seen it all, right? Wrong. I have seen back roads, tiny towns, to like huge cities with beautiful buildings and parks.
Yeah.
I have seen so much that I just hadn't experienced before. I think the cities have been my favorite because there's just so much culture there to see.
Oh
Chicago,
yeah.
Boston. I will say though, I think the number one is going to be Vancouver, Canada. It
Oh.
was beautiful there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we were coming off of negative 20-degree weather from Edmonton and then 20-degree weather in Calgary. And it was like 40 in Vancouver. We were all like, thank you.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I'm sure. And I can't believe I mean some of the theaters that you've gotten to perform in too. I
Oh,
mean, that's got to
yeah.
be so amazing just to see these gorgeous, theaters and things like that. Remind me, how many people are a part of the tour? Like how many people
Oh.
travel?
I think there's like 50 something. I hope I'm not
Yeah.
wrong in saying that. I think it's around 50 something.
So question for you. So like when your show's done, is there like a bus and not bus, but like a semi or whatever that takes the set ahead of y'all, or do you guys travel like all together in one? I can't remember. There's some national tour that has like two sets, and like one set will go and start being built as like the
Oh,
thing. I think that might be Phantom though, because they have to have
that's cool.
all
Yeah,
the stuff in the
I can see
floor.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, so when our show ends on a loadout night, we go back to the hotel and go to sleep while the crew works so hard. They'll work until 2 or 3 a.m. They tear all the set down, load it up in the trucks, and then they sleep on the bus. They have a sleeper bus. So they'll finish loadout, sleep on the bus, and then wake up and load in the next day.
gotcha.
It is wild. I do not know how they do what they do. It is
Yeah.
crazy. But yeah,
Yeah, to
so
get
that's
that
how it
up so
works.
quick. I mean, that's insane to be traveling and then get it up. So, like for example, tonight, do you guys have a show tonight?
Yes. So
Gotcha.
they
Okay. So,
traveled last night, got here this morning, and have been loading out or loading in since 8 a.m. And then they do the show
wow,
tonight. But luckily, we're here for 2 days. So they get to come to the hotel and sleep tonight. And then tomorrow, they'll be loading out.
I love that. And we should mention to everyone who's watching, Rebecca and her national tour. They are in Amarillo. That's right. They're in Amarillo Monday and Tuesday. That's this Monday, April the 3rd and 4th. Of course, at our Amarillo Civic Center. The Civic Center, of course, is bringing. I think the celebrity attractions bringing the national tour of Anastasia to our hometown, and through an amazing partnership that one of our colleague friends of mine that has books all of the different shows, worked out a deal with I think the producers and the company managers and stuff like that with your show, that we are able to offer a discount code. We've been telling some people about it, but there's a discount code for anyone who wants to come see Anastasia at the national, of course, national tour. We're talking about y'all, at the Amarillo Civic Center. When you're getting your tickets, you can get a $40 ticket by using that code there. 40ALT. That's in the price level 3 seats. But it's a great discount code. You can do that in person at the box office. You can do that on the website, or give them a call, of course, panhandletickets.com. And so we're excited. We cannot wait to see the show. I know a lot of us are going to be there on Tuesday night, the 4th, which is really, really exciting. And hopefully, we're hopeful that Rebecca will be in the show that night, so we can see her shine on stage. Of course, we want everyone to be healthy, nothing bad to happen to anyone, but it would be amazing if we got to see you shine on that stage. Grayson says, so excited for Rebecca, so sad I won't be in town to see it. Womp
Aw.
womp. Hugh says, rehearsals both nights for me, but I know Rebecca and Cass will do great. Carla and Mary will be there cheering. Um,
Yay.
like we said, we're so excited for you to come. And I know you've had a couple of moments where you've been able to see family members, like your mom and dad were able to see you in the show. And you've been across, the United States throughout your lifetime. So I'm sure there's been other people who have been, nearby, you've
Yeah.
been performing in those hometowns that people have been able to come see you. Talk to me about that. What's it like when you have audience members that are friends or family in the audience?
It is so special. My parents were able to be there one time when I went on for Anya, which was, I think, one of the most memorable nights for me.
Oh
And
yeah.
they also got to see me on as Lily when we went to Pennsylvania, so it worked out very nicely.
Wow.
But yeah, it's kind of fun. We've been going to. I've lived in a lot of places, if anybody doesn't know that, and we've gone to almost all of the places where I've lived, except Tennessee. We skipped over Tennessee,
What?
and we've gone through St. Louis, but we're not performing in St. Louis. So,
Uh,
but I have reconnected with so many people that I haven't seen in years. I have gotten to see a lot of my family. I'm seeing my sister still lives in Amarillo, so I'll get to see her next week. And then a few weeks later, we're going to Denver, which is where my brother and his wife and my nephew live.
oh,
So I'm excited to see
yay.
them. So yeah, it's been crazy. I feel like we're hitting all the spots. I've gotten to catch up with a lot of people, and it's worked out a handful of times where the people have gotten to see me perform.
Sure.
Couple of times they came to see the show and I wasn't in it, but I came out after to say hi. So,
Yeah. You're
it
like,
works out.
Look at the TikToks I made during the
Yeah.
show."
Like, I promise I'm in it sometimes.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Um. With that, whenever you go to new cities and stuff like that, I'm sure you've been able to explore the cities and stuff like that. What are you looking forward to the most, other than of course seeing friends and family? But what are you looking forward to the most coming back to Amarillo?
Oh, I'm just excited to be there again. It's been years since I've been back. And I think
Yeah.
just like driving around that area, especially over by ALT, I know it's just going to feel really like wonderful and nostalgic. I'm
Yeah.
excited to go to all of my favorite thrift stores. I've been thrifting all across the country, but really nothing beats the thrift stores in Amarillo. So I'm
I
excited to be
love that.
back.
Yeah.
I'm excited to go to the Canyon and the Cadillac Ranch and the Big Texan, of course.
Yeah, you gotta show your peeps the sights for sure.
Absolutely. But mostly I'm just excited to see the people. I've missed you guys and it means the
Yeah.
world to me getting to
Well,
come through.
and we've talked about it how if you want to bring anyone that's on the tour with you to come see the theater during the day and the adventure space and things like that, just to be
Yeah.
like, oh, show them around. We can't wait to host you and any of your friends that are on the tour with you, of course. And if we can feed you, if we can get you some Palace coffee, whatever we need to do to get you guys the Amarillo experience for sure. I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited for you. And I want to tell anyone that's going to go to see the show, check out the playbill. Rebecca was so sweet and did a great interview for the program that's going to be in, I think, the program of Anastasia, talking about her time at ALT and things like that. And I wanted to ask you, of course, you had 2 years in our academy, did some shows with our main stage as well before going off to college. What were some things that you think that helped prepare you maybe in your training here at ALT or the academy, that helped you, whether it be for your college auditions, for your national tour auditions, for all these cruise lines, all the things that you've been doing? What's something that you felt like maybe you got from us that maybe helped you?
So I actually have a story and I hope Crystal Burns is still here because this
Oh,
is about
okay.
her. When we were doing Beauty and the Beast, there was one day where I don't know what happened. The quick change was like weird or something. And I was like freaking out about it. And Crystal was like, it's going to be okay. Like, your dresses are here for you. And I just remember, like, from then on, Crystal would be like, be kind to your dressers. They're the people who are making you look good on stage. And we always just kind of like joked about it.
Yeah.
But genuinely, that's something that really affected my life on tour, because we have different dressers every week. And we have people who have been costumers or people working in wardrobe for a long time. We have some people that have never helped somebody change in their life.
Sure.
So, you know, there's a variety of people that you're working with on tour. And that moment with Crystal, I never forget it, taught me to always be kind to not just your dressers, to everyone who's in the crew, the musicians, your fellow actors, the stage manager, literally everyone. There is never a reason to be rude, and kindness will really take you a long way. So I think that's a big part of what I learned from ALT.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that. So true. And oh, here it is. Crystal says, I knew you'd be a star and you were always kind, always insanely proud of you. I love that.
Love
Oh,
you, Crystal.
Melissa Henderson says, congratulations, Rebecca. We are all very proud of you.
Thank you.
Hugh said, the best legacy there is kindness. Very, very true. We're so excited because, of course, with the show and your performance in it, and all the training that you've had, it's so exciting to see that work on our state or on a national tour stage. You know what I mean? To say, oh my gosh, like it's one of our own, and so
Yeah.
we're thrilled for you and all your success, of course, and
Thank
everything
you.
that you've been doing. It's so funny because I was laughing so hard because I feel like TikTok now is what you had in Beauty and the Beast when you were doing your backstage with Belle
Yes.
videos, right? They're just like smaller
Exactly.
little snippets and you don't have to do as much editing. But still, I was like, no, the OG backstage stuff was backstage with Belle during our run of Beauty and the Beast. There were some good video moments there for sure.
Yes.
I need to go back and watch those.
Oh yeah, it definitely taught me a lot about editing. I'll tell you that.
It was always the best. Yes, Crystal says the vlogs were the best. It's
I
true.
remember I would be like up until 4 a.m, like under the covers, so my parents didn't know I was awake, like editing the videos on my computer.
They were always so good and so informative about the show, and we love watching your TikToks and making, remind us your TikTok handle is what again?
Rebecca Hartman Official.
Rebecca Hartman Official.
If
That's
you're
what I
ever
thought.
looking
Yeah.
for me, all social media, Rebecca Hartman Official.
There you go. Yeah, follow her. Follow her TikToks. Her videos are awesome. In fact, that's how I knew your date for your Anastasia debut, because I have one of your TikTok videos. I'm gonna show that now of a great TikTok video you made.
I love it.
Anastasia, sir, just
Wait. I'm gonna take off the banner so you can see the full video. Okay, there we go. Here we go. And boom.
Anastasia, sir, just wishing I could do the job for you, sir. I'd give her a ha, then a hi-ya, and then a woo-ah, and I'd kick her, sir.
I love it. All the costume changes. These are great. These are great. If only those costume changes were that easy to do, right? Just go bam and new costume.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, Rebecca, I know you have a ton of stuff to get done today before show tonight. I'm just so thankful that this worked out, that you were able to do Thursdays at 3 today. Talk about your experience with the show. Again, everyone, you guys got to get tickets for her to see Anastasia. It's going to be at the Civic Center Monday and Tuesday. This Monday and Tuesday, April 3rd and 4th. We, of course, have a great discount through our partners with the Civic Center and the national tour of Anastasia. If you use that discount code 40ALT, gives you a $40 ticket for that price level 3. And for some reason, if you're like, Jason, I really want to go, man, even $40 tickets is hard, let me know. I may have some contacts for you to get you some tickets. So let me know again, Anastasia, this coming Monday and Tuesday at our amazing Civic Center. Rebecca, thank you again so much. Kissy says amazing. It's so much fun. It's so fun too, because a lot of our families have been asking, is Rebecca going to go on? And we're like, we don't know. Then they're like holding off on buying tickets because they're like, if she goes in Monday, we'll go get tickets Monday. If she goes in on Tuesday, we'll get tickets on Tuesday. But
right,
we're holding out. A lot of us got tickets for Tuesday, hoping that you'll be able to go on that day and in some capacity, so we can see you shine on that stage. If not, we'll look for some great TikTok videos that you'll be making, I'm sure, that day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you're wondering if I'm going to be on one of those days, I always post on my Instagram story and say which track I'll be on for. So go ahead and check out my social media. I'm always very active about when I'm going on. So check it out. I'll also convey the information to Jason. So if you're wondering, you can always check with Jason.
Yes, that's correct, right? Rebecca Hartman Official.
Yep.
Great. All social media is on that. Yes, always check with me, text me, email me. I will be like, Rebecca will let me know, and I'll spread to the masses. Get thee to the theater. She's going on right now. Even if it's like mid track, I'm like, put the dinner down. She's on. You got 15 minutes to go on, and she's about to do Journey of the Past or something like that. Have you randomly? Has there been anyone like cool that you've met? So like any of the shows, like I know sometimes with national tours in bigger cities like Los Angeles or stuff like that, sometimes celebrities will go to or anything like that. But have you been able to? Or gosh, how cool would it be if you ever got to meet Liz Calloway, who sang the original songs in
that
the
would be
magical.
So magical.
Yeah, that would be.
I'm
really,
kind of
really
hoping
cool.
that maybe for our closing in May, like some people show up. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I've met the production team, the original production team from the Broadway cast, which I will always hold deep. Those people are just wonderful, wonderful people to work with. The creatives are just fantastic. So that's really been cool. Great. I haven't met any celebrities or anything, but we did perform next to Lady Gaga in Boston.
I'm sorry,
she
what?
had a concert
that's
down
cool.
like in that theater, and we were over here, and I was like, "Hey, girl, you want to come see us?"
I love that. Oh, Amy Pritchard said, people still talk about the Academy production of Into the Woods. She was so great in that amazing cast.
Thank you.
That was a special show. I have a photo that's hanging on that wall. I can't get it yet. But yeah, that show was a special show and a special cast for sure. I talk about that show very fondly all the time. And that was such a cool show. Gosh, just the way that we put that show together. It was a lot of fun. For those people who may be wondering, how long are you involved, or how long are you a part of the show?
So the tour is closing May 21st, somewhere around there, 21st or 22nd. They decided to take the show to Japan, so they're going to be selling all of our stuff over there. And I'm hoping that the regional rights will be released so that maybe we can, pop on over to some regional productions of Anastasia. But we'll see.
What and where will that end, you said?
It's May 21st.
I'm sorry, but where? What town?
It's Reno, Nevada.
Reno, Nevada. Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
But yeah, and so then I guess for you then, following this, maybe more auditions at a couple places, and hoping the next thing comes your way, right?
Auditioning for another tour tomorrow.
Ooh.
No spoilers, but it is a good one.
So you're able to audition for stuff during this time period. I'm sure send some self videos or self tape stuff like that. That's really cool. That's great.
Especially when it's the same company, because then they're like, "Oh, we need people for this, and you're about to be unemployed. Come audition for us."
Yeah, for sure. Well, Rebecca, while you're in Amarillo, if you need a studio to record in, let me know.
Wait, actually, I might text you.
Yeah, seriously, text me. We'll get you some time in the studio to record anything you need. Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyway, I gotta let you go. You gotta get going.
Gotta make it to the bus.
I love you, big. Yes, get to the bus. I love you, big. Cannot wait to see you Monday and Tuesday. Again, everyone who needs more information about Anastasia, just let me know. I'll get you in contact with all those who need. But again, 40 ALT is a discount code, Monday and Tuesday. Don't forget this weekend, sold out run of Cinderella. I wish you were here in time to see Cinderella.
I know, I'm missing it by a day.
I know, so sad. But Cinderella, if you still need tickets, call the box office. We can sell you tickets or chairs in the aisle. Swing by the box office. Any tickets that get turned back in. Don't forget the father gets the tickets for the father for the public begin on Monday. And then, of course, right around the corner, beautiful gala and all that great stuff. So, and then Monday, go eat at Jason's Deli. Help support our ALT Academy showstoppers. Rebecca, I love you, big. I'm so proud of you. Have a wonderful show tonight. We'll see you on Monday and Tuesday. Everyone else, we'll see you at the theater soon, or at least next week on Thursdays at 3.
See y'all next week.
Woo-woo! I love you. Bye, friend.
Love you. Bye.